What's up guys, I'm PawsBuild, and in this series we're going to be building a beautiful medieval village in the early access release of the game Manor Lords, whilst also fending off merciless hordes of bandits and raiders. This series has started following the huge update that the devs have already made to the game, so I can't wait to dive in and I hope you enjoy. And welcome back to our village! In the time between recording this and the last episode, the dev has released another big update to the game, which I think mainly focuses on balances and tweaks and kind of like bug fixing. But I don't care about any of that as much as I care about our new little Hermie. So, what is our second ox called and what do they look like? He's called Herman! What? Okay, I think we're gonna have to change his name from Herman. I'm gonna, after one of the animals in another series on the channel, our ethical zoo, I'm gonna call this one Olaf. And we're gonna go see where he is. Here he is. Oh, he's a good boy in the snow. He's working hard even though it's really cold. I think he deserves as much respect as Herman and definitely more than this guy, Hans. No, you don't get anything close to what the ox get in this town. But look at him, he's such a good boy, and he's bringing a log so they can finish building this house. So we have 2 ox now successfully in our village, and I don't really even care about this milestone. We're currently a large village, but really, we all know in our hearts we're a 2 ox village. That's how you measure village size. But I would like to improve the village size. It would be great if we could reach small town, but for that we need 2 more level 2 plots and 3 level 3 plots. So we really need to get our needs down in our village. And one of the main things for that is going to be meeting everyone's tavern supply needs. Now this means we need to create ale, and that's kind of like a 3-step process. First, you have to have barley, which you get from farming. We can make fields for farming, or we can trade it with our trading post. You can just purchase crops. We could buy barley. It's not even that expensive. It'd be 12 per barley. The next thing you need to do is you need to go into industry and create a malt house. And this malt house will turn your barley into malt. And then the malt could be turned into ale through a brewery extension to one of your houses. So it'll turn them to full-time brewers. Which might be a bit ironic to be right next to the church. But we can put them in and they'll make ale, and then you can sell it in the tavern, which I think is under residential. Yes, tavern, which is another building. So there's quite a lot that needs to be done to set up a working tavern in the town, and we don't have enough people for that right now. We've got 5 free families, but I believe we're not assigning them to the logging camp and the saw pit. So we probably don't actually need a family on the saw pit right now. 63 is quite a lot. And I think we've got our joiner shop. Under general, we can put a reserve. So let's put, let's say like 20 or something. Or even 30. The 30 planks will be left, essentially, for construction. So the maximum this will use is 33 planks, but I don't think they're going to use that many. And they will continue making their wooden parts. How are we doing on the spears? We are making some. We're going to run out of iron soon. It's annoying that we lost our mining pit. It's gone. I'm going to see if it comes back, but I don't think it does. I think we've lost our iron. So it might be worth setting up a trade line to actually purchase iron ore, which I guess would be the cheapest way to get it in, which is under crafting materials, I think. Iron ore is only 45, so we could easily buy in some iron ore if we wanted. And then we could sell it. And we also need to start selling the shields, which in this update, very interestingly, you can no longer purchase, right? So you have to make the weapons yourself. You can export them though, but they're not worth very much. So that's not ideal for us. But hey ho, we've still got them. You also can't purchase any of the commodities. So this is an interesting update they've made to the game. This is going to change how we play, but I'm all for that. We've got to adapt with our town. That's what good rulers do, apart from delaying bad news until you absolutely have no other option. The other key to being a good ruler is to adapt and roll with the punches. Now, these are all building in too. These are our burgage plots. I'm going to change this one, which I mentioned before. I think I'm going to change this to be a vegetable patch. And to do that, I may have to delete this. And then, yeah, we can have a vegetable garden. Right. There we go. Now we've got 3 vegetable gardens here, which I think will look a bit nicer. And vegetable gardens produce a lot of food. I think this has somewhat been nerfed in the update, but it's a good amount of food for our town, especially long gardens like this. So we're going to hopefully have a good supply of different food types. You can already see we've got meat, berries, eggs, and that will be vegetables as well. So that's 4 food types. So I think we're doing pretty well there. We're also staying, even in winter, we're above the animal hunting limit. So I think this rich deposit and the hunting policy about like helping them breed has really helped us out there. I do think we're probably going to need someone else assigned to the granary to help with the food generally. And this could very likely do with an increase, yeah. Let's upgrade this to a large pantry because food and fuel are going to be a priority. We only have 6 months of food. I would like to, in this video, try and get this up to be about 12 months and see if we can progress towards a level 3 buildings, because that will get us to the next town size. But we don't want to expand before we're ready. That's the key with all of the games like this, is you don't want to expand too soon when you're not ready to. I think we're now out of iron ore, so I'm going to tell our bloomery worker to stop working here because we don't need it right now. We do have a number of iron bars already, so I'm not too worried about the blacksmith right now. And we have a full militia here. We could start forming a second one because we got the spear, we got the shields for it, and we could very easily get the spears. We got the people too. And with this second militia unit, you can see it's split everyone between them, and they'll now work up. So this one will be 19 and then 20, 20, and hopefully we'll get them both up to around 30, 36 would be ideal. But if they're at least 20, that's something, because raiders will still come for us, and we may not be quick enough to hire mercenaries in time if the raiders like spawn here or something. That would not be good. I've also had a quick look through the update, and where it says NA, it's not that we can't buy them, it's that we may not be able to see the price, I think, until we establish a trade route. It's just saying that I think once we pay for this, and perhaps we should, let's go on the large shields because we've got loads of those already, and let's establish this trade route for 84. Yes, now we can see we can import them for 16, so it's not letting you see, which I guess is kind of its own difficulty curve. It is something it would be realistic, and that you don't know how much you'll be able to sell it for. We're going to export once we have a surplus of, yeah, let's have 30. I mean, I don't know how many we need, really. We've kind of got enough. How many shields do we have? We need 72 and we have 80. Let's have a surplus of 20 and just let them sell, because we can always make more if we want anyway. And perhaps we should actually set our joiner to work back on the large shields, because they cost the same and we can sell them off. So they'll work on them. They can make some large shields, and we'll keep selling them. And hopefully make some money. Now, something I would like to do to help fend off the bandits is to build the garrison tower, and for that we're going to need a little bit more stone. So let's assign a family to the stonecutters camp to get a little bit of stone for us. This will just be a temporary placement. And once we have this stone, we can then build the garrison tower, which increases the retinue size by 12. So instead of being allowed 12 warriors, we'll be allowed 24. And that's a reasonable size to take on the bandits. Like, they're not going to beat us with 24. We could probably win with 12, but we might take a few casualties. And it looks like these improvements have all gone in now, even the vegetable patch. And look, you can see the chickens pottering about. And we've got our goat shed. The goats are just chilling out in the snow. The game is so beautiful. I do really love the graphics and everything in this. And our markets are looking pretty reasonable now. I imagine the granary's probably set up another one. Oh, we can't see until we finish building it. Let's put this on very high priority, because we've got 3 families working on this. They should be able to build this fairly quickly. And let's see what the building looks like when it goes up. There we go. We've now finished construction of the large granary, and they've both set up stalls. So yes, we definitely needed 2 families there. We could potentially look for more, but I think at the minute they've just got berries in the granary, and it's going to be berries and meat. There's definitely enough people for that, and we've still got 1 tanner, which is probably appropriate. Now, I do wonder whether we should start spending our points, our development points, and we could get better deals, which makes trading far, far better. And for us, that might be a reasonable shout, because I do want to get barley, and I know that our farming isn't great around here. If we just have a look at the barley fertility, we're really going to struggle to grow barley out here. So I think we're going to have to import that. We can probably grow a little bit of wheat for some food, and this is a good area over here, I think, for doing that, or over here down on this side of the town. Either one, but this is also close to the granary, so I think this will be the focus for a small farm. But that's about it. I don't think we're going to be doing much farming in this town, and barley we're going to need to import. So let's go get the better deals policy, or development branch. Get the better deals development, and also I'm wondering about the others we get. Let's leave it for now, because I would like to get sheep breeding so that we can, as I said, breed sheep. But we also could really do with these hunting buffs. And we can just buy loads of sheep. Essentially, sheep, this feature lets you like breed sheep rather than having to buy each individual sheep. You could just buy 2 of them and let them populate, which obviously saves you a lot of money and is pretty cool. But it's also a bit odd for that to be a development branch. I guess that people didn't know how to effectively breed animals, but they kind of do that on their own. Like, it's one of those where it seems odd that that's a development point. But hey, it is what it is. It's in the game. We've also got generic storage full at this. I think this may be a minor bug that isn't full with generic storage. But hey ho. It looks like food variety is the thing that's holding us back. But we do have a good amount of food variety. It's just not many stores, I guess. There's not much availability of it. And fuel could also be improved. Now we've got this large granary. I want to improve our food. So to do that, we're going to need more families. And for them, we're going to need some houses. So let's build out. Oh, these logs are going to be in the way, aren't they? That's annoying. I don't think it's going to let us build here. So I'm going to start building from here. And just get a few houses in here. They don't need to be massive. Just kind of, they don't even need to be that many. Let's just build, how many is that? 6? 6 houses. They're reasonable sized gardens as well. There we go, 6 houses. Let's build them. And then we've got a bit more space, don't we, in the future? So I'll let these build in. We've got a good amount of timber, and we've got 4 families assigned to construction. So I'm hoping that these will go up pretty quickly. And we can just enjoy the night view while they go up. Okay, we've got 6 new houses. They went up very quick, didn't they, at the end? All together. Wow, there we go. 6 new houses. There's plenty of space for our town. And we could even just request that they build a couple in here as well. Now these resources have been cleared out of the way. Let's have these 2 go in here. Now we've got the potential for the people to move in as well. Let's start farming. So to do that, I'm going to build a farmhouse. And this is kind of going to be the management building, I guess, for all of the farms. So I'm going to put the farmhouse. I want to be really careful of our farms for this deer, because these deer are more important to me than anything else in our village. I think I'll build the farmhouse about here. Let's put that there. This is where the grain and stuff will be stored as well before it's taken to the granary. So let's put that there. and then we can start building our fields. Now the fields build instantly, and my plan is if we can get 3 fields, we can then rotate where we put the crops each year. I only think we need to have 1 field at a time on this farm. So if we just try and cover this green area here, what's that going to get to? 1.6? I think we can do bigger than that. I think let's have, if we can get to like a 2, yeah, that's good, 2. Or we could even have it be in here. That might look a bit nicer if we built it around the farm. Hold on. Something like that would look quite nice. Right, let's have this. This will be 1 field. It's going to be 2 Morgan, which is kind of like, I guess it's just the unit of measurement. I don't actually know what it means, but can someone let me know in the comments? Because I'd actually be really interested to find out. And we've got most of the green area on here. It's going to be an okay field. It's not going to be too bad. And this isn't a field that's specified as wheat or anything at this point. It's just a field. We can choose what we grow on it at a later point. Now, I want to pick where we're going to start building our field, and I want to leave some forest free. So I think if we go somewhere like this, in fact, we don't even need to go that far. Let's go over here. Have something like this. And then a 3rd field over here. Let's do that. Two right there, and then we've got 3 fields that are all 2 Morgan long or big. And once the farmhouse is up, we can start looking at assigning people to work in these. Now, this first field I'm going to put to be growing wheat, and it's actually 66 isn't bad. But what I'm going to do is instead of growing wheat every year, I'm going to put crop rotation on and leave the other 2 years to be fallowing, which is basically they just let it grow, I think. They just let the grass grow. They let the soil fertility improve. They might even grow clover or something like that to kind of add more nutrients to the soil. So we're not going to get anything from it in those years, but it is going to improve in fertility. And then what we can do is we can put crop rotation on, and the 2nd year we'll grow wheat in this field, and then in the 3rd year we'll grow wheat in this field. So we're always growing wheat at about 66 to 71% yield of this field, but we're moving it around, so we're not always growing in the same place and ruining its fertility. Now, you can also do this with crop rotation normally. I mean, that's what farmers do now. They rotate the crops around their fields so that you don't kind of destroy the soil with growing the same type of crop and taking all the nutrients from it. But for now, we've got the space, we've not got the people. Let's just leave the fields for 2 years after we sow them. And when we assign families to the farmhouse, they'll begin ploughing the field, planting, and then harvesting it in September. So the harvest is in September. That's when we'll get all the wheat, and they'll just start ploughing as soon as we've built the farmhouse. And, well, as soon as we built the farmhouse and we tell them to get on with it, basically. Let's have a look at our farmhouse come in. There we go, our farmhouse is finished. And it looks pretty cool. I think that's pretty good. So you can see this is, the field is just like fallowed at the minute. I think this is what it looks like. It's just like grass. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna set 2 families to work on the farm, and they're just gonna sort out these fields for us. We don't have to do anything further. And it also gives a little beautiful entrance to our town. Like, look at that. What a cute entrance to our town that is. You can even see our church in the distance as you approach the town. Like, that's really cool. You'd see it over here and you'd be like, oh, I can see the town there. Through the forest, which I love. And we've left this area. This is going to be sacred woodland for us. In fact, they're breeding so well. I think we should have another family working as hunters. And probably, yes, our foragers need to start up again. Let's start foraging. Let's have one family work on the forager's hut. I don't think we need two. Although it wouldn't hurt, would it? Let's have two families work on it. Because we're not building anything else right now. And actually, we can take a family off of the stonecutters camp. Because I'm sure we have gathered enough stone. Yeah, we've got 91. I think we needed 5. Let's also open the castle planner and build our garrison tower. Now we have the resources. And for this, I think we can just have this be... Let's just have this be like here or something. I like it there. This is going to be where our... I'm going to commit this. And then it's going to build. This is where our troops are going to be. And they're all going to just... Basically, this is one building, but it's all connected up. We don't need another little road. We can always put one in if we want. From the door of it to the road. I think it'll look nice. We'll see. We'll see how it looks. But this is going to massively improve our retinue size. Because we're going to be allowed 24 warriors instead of 12. Also, at the minute, this must be so odd. There's like so many empty houses. The village must feel like a bit of a ghost town. And it looks like our spear production is going well too. Does the blacksmith still have materials though? That's the real question. Yes, he's got 32 iron slabs. So he's got plenty to crack on with. I think that's absolutely fine. And our food is dangerously low at 3 months. So I think it's this perfect time. We're going to get loads now. Now we've got 2 on hunting and 2 on berries. We're going to get loads of food. And I believe... all the vegetables harvest in September as well. So I think we'll get loads of vegetables at some point, which is another good reason to have the large granary because we can actually store everything we've got. So this is definitely going to help us, and we could put another family on this at some point. But for now, I want to leave them to build out the garrison tower, and then we can defend ourselves from those bandits maybe. There we go. We finished our garrison tower, and look at that. That is quite an impressive building. So now our retinue, has a limit of 24. Perfect. We also have the money to expand that, but our popularity is dipping. That's not great, and perhaps that's to do with how much we're taxing everyone. Yeah, seeing as the land tax has been reduced now as well, I'm going to drop our tax to 5% from 15 and let everyone just enjoy living here a little while. Now, the annual royal tax has been reduced. I don't know why ours is 0, but perhaps it's because we don't have any level 3 buildings or something. I'm not really sure. At the minute, we have 0 royal tax to be paid. Obviously, this was quite high before, and I think they thought it was a little too high, so they brought it down. So we'll see what happens with that, and if we do have to pay any. But we don't need to worry about that right now, because for now, let's get some more warriors. And I think we just get as many as we can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 warriors. Let's have a full group of 24, and I'll customize them all so they have the same color scheme as we have with the rest of our warriors. Okay, they're all wearing our green and yellow Herman colors. Now, I'm just going to mobilize them. I'm going to rally our troops. And the bandits are pretty close, actually. So I'm going to rally them about here. And I think we'll just walk across. They are going to have the height advantage if we come from there. Maybe... No, I think we need to go further up the hill. Let's rally our guys over here. And then hopefully we can either draw them to us or we can go to them, but we'll be on the high ground. I'd rather us be higher up than lower down, because you don't want to be fighting on an incline. And if we hit play, they'll all start moving out. We've got 20 mobilized, 21, 23. And is the last one going to mobilize? Apparently not. The last one's having a cup of tea. Oh no, 24. There we go. 24 of our... Look at them. That's a proper force right there. Okay, they're going to all group up and then we can send them to fight the bandits and defend our town. It looks like our farms are coming in as well. Like they're just plowing this now. So they're going to go through the whole field and plow it. Then they'll plant everything and then they'll harvest it in September. But I think they should have time. They've got, yeah, we're still in spring. They'll be fine. They'll have time to harvest it all and grow everything. But they're basically making their way through. You can actually speed it up by allowing a ploughing station, which is one of the development points where you can then get one of your ox to not only plough the fields, but also to gather the crops when they're harvesting them and bring them back. So that could potentially be something we do to, again, honor the ox in our village. Okay, our men have formed up. I didn't think to take them off of running, so they're actually a little bit fatigued, which isn't ideal. I think what we'll do is we'll have them form up here and we'll let them rest a little bit and regain some of their fatigue, and then we'll send them to fight the bandits. If the bandits come to us, we should be fine anyway. Like, I don't think they'll come this far, especially because we're hidden by the tree line. I don't think they've seen us. But I think we can leave our guys here. And look at our flag. They're like a proper fighting force now. They've got our flag at the front. I love it. I think it's so cool. Yeah, they're not coming out to meet us. We'll wait here until everyone's kind of regained a bit of their strength, and then we'll go hit them. Okay, our guys are above 90% efficiency, so I think let's walk them over. This is probably a reasonable place to fight them. I'd rather have them here than try and fight them on that hill. Like, this is all very flat, but otherwise we'll be going up to meet them. So we'll either run to bridge that gap or we'll draw them down here. Let's see if they'll take the bait. They will take the bait. They're going to come out and meet us. Absolutely fine. Go for it, my friends. In fact, we're just going to stop just back here and let you come to us. I'm going to leave these on balance because there's only one unit on one unit. And if we had some archers, that would be great because we could shoot into the back of them or something. But we don't right now. So that's absolutely fine. We'll just let them come for us. Here they are. They're running in. We've got this. I don't think they stand a chance against us. 24 on 16, and our guys are proper warriors, whereas they are lowly bandits. Yeah, they're already falling. 15, 14, 13, 12. Oh, okay. They don't stand a chance at all. They've already broken. Wow, okay. Our guys are elite soldiers now. Let's go. We can run them now and go collect the reward from the bandit camp. That was a good fight for them. They did well. I don't know if we go on our customization whether it will show their experience now or not. But I don't think there's any benefits to it right now. I know that there seems to be a bit of a development tree for them in the future. Oh, look at this. Look, they're growing. What is this? Carrots and cabbage or lettuce. Very cool. Everyone growing stuff over here as well. Yep, all growing. Looks very good. And what are these? Are they beetroot or something? Or parsnips or something? I don't know what they are. These look like carrots, but these look something else. Might be parsnips or something, but very cool. I like how there's different crops in here as well. There we are. Let's take the bandit camp. And what do we want to do with the money? I'm going to send it to our town because I'd rather we just have lots of money in our town now. We don't really need it in the treasury. I'm going to run them back and then we'll disband them. In fact, I'll do that in times 12 just to make sure we do, because there's so many times when I just leave our warriors on the edge. Right, then we can probably, if you walk in a bit further, could I disband you? There we go, disbanded. We've got a great amount of wealth now. Wow, that's very impressive. We could probably do with another family on the trade as well, seeing as we're doing a good amount of money. I'm trying to think what we're making at the minute. What would be best to sell? Shoes we have a lot of. These would actually be a great trade item because we've got loads of them and it's something we're going to produce a lot of. So I'm going to establish a trade route for shoes and then we will export anything over 40. If we have 40 surplus, that's crazy. And they sell for 8. That's really good. Okay, cool. And now we've sorted out our bandit problem. I don't think there are any more on the map. I think we're bandit free. If we are, that's very nice. Okay, now we're bandit free and we've got our little farm set up. Let's also have a look at getting our level 3 buildings. And I think I'm going to build a little road in here just before I forget. Though there's no steps down from there, so I don't know how they climb up and down this thing. I'm not sure whether it's supposed to be adjoined to the building. It probably is supposed to be like attached to the building. That's why. Like the tax office. The tax office has a door. We can always just put the tax office in and they get into this tower through the tax office. That may be the best way to do this. That might be better, actually. Then there's a bit of space and they get in through there as well. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to build the tax office. And I'm going to delete this road. Cool. And then it looks a bit more realistic. Because it's just attached to the tax office building. Now, I think we've kind of met the food needs of our town. Once we start planting these, this is going to give us a lot more food. So I'm not too worried about this food of 6 months. The fuel we just whack someone else on the woodcutter's lodge. Will be absolutely fine. I think the main thing I want to sort out next is meeting all of these requirements. And you can see we're doing all of these really well, apart from the ale supply. We don't have a tavern. So to do that, as I mentioned before, we need to first buy in barley. So let's go to crops and establish a trade route with barley. We want to import until we have 25, let's say. 25 barley is our desired surplus. And we'll let them kind of do this, I guess. We'll let our traders buy some. But once they have this, the barley operation can be around here, I guess, seeing as that's when the barley is going to be bought. It's probably going to be moved to... I think it's a storehouse item. Let me just check. But I think it is. Yes, crops. It's flax and barley get stored here. So once they've been traded, they'll be moved to the storehouse, actually, down here. It could be worth building the malt house in town. I don't think this will be a very noisy building. It is a bit ironic to build it behind the church, but I do also kind of love that. That we can be growing beer behind the church. Yeah, it fits in perfectly as well. So I'm going to put the malt house here because it's very close to the storehouse then. There's a little road leading through the church here, and I think it'd be nice to kind of link that up. There we go. Okay, so our town was waiting to build the tax office extension to the garrison tower before they built the malt house. And this actually required them to take down the garrison tower. So they've just built all of it again, which I hope hasn't impacted our retinue. It hasn't, thank goodness. But yes, now we have one big building, which is quite cool. It looks more reasonable as well. Like this is the warrior. This is where all the warriors will be, and this is where we live with our servants. I think we have 2 families of servants. Yeah, which is a bit excessive. But anyway, that's fine. Let's put the malt house to high priority and watch them build the malt house from the ground up. Perfect. Look at them go. We've got a malt house. And this will let us, if we put a family on it, will let us turn barley into malt, which I guess they do by heating it up. On here, I assume. They've got the fire underneath. It's a little storehouse or something for the barley. I wonder how much barley we've actually got. Have we managed to purchase any from the trade house? If we have like a crops. Yes, 25 barley we've got. Perfect. And it looks like we have fully plowed this field. I'm hoping that they're harvesting it, that they're planting it, sorry, in time for September. We've only got a couple of months, so they need to get cracking on it. But I do have faith. I have faith in our people. We've only got 3 berries as well in the deposit, so I'm actually just going to take both of these families off. We could use them elsewhere. And this is still looking good, though maybe we only need 1 family on the hunting camp. No, we'll leave 2 for now. They're fine. They're working away. They're absolutely fine. Let's have a look at who works here. So we've got these 3 family members work here. They're all transporting. So they're going to be transporting barley. So I'm hoping they've got some in their hands and they're going to put them in the building. There we go. And yes, they are. They're putting it on here to be heated up into malt and storing the malt in there. Very cool. Okay. So now this is making malt, you can see. We need to turn that malt into ale. Now to do that, we need to turn one of our burgage plots into a brewery. But for that, we're going to need planks. And it looks like we've run out. So let's get a family back on the saw pit with a construction reserve of, what was it, 30 we said? How many planks do we want? Doesn't seem like the joiner's construction reserve has worked here with the zero planks. I don't think that's worked at all, so I'm just going to take that off. But it's fine, we just have a steady supply of planks. We'll see if this one works with the timber. I'll put a construction reserve of 20 timber and see if that helps. But for now, we'll just get a family working on the saw pit. They can produce some planks for us, and then we can make our brewery very soon. Okay, we've got 10 planks, so let's make our brewery. I think this plot here next to the storehouse makes the most sense because it's near the malt house as well. Let's turn this into a brewery. And this is going to cost 5 money and 5 planks. Let's put this on very high priority and they will start building that in. We should probably also look at the other shops we want to make because we do have a number of families now available. And what I'm thinking is we've got the spears and the shields here. What else do we want to make? So the other options we have available to us are Fletchers, so we can make war bows from them. Or we could start making, we could get a tailor's and try and make clothes. To make clothes, you do need linen though, or you need wool, and we currently don't have either. So perhaps in the future, we should set up a sheep farm, and then we can start getting wool and start making some gambesons, I think. I think they're made from wool, which are like coats. Oh, you can see we've been planting as well. We've planted most of this field. They've done a pretty good job. I think they started late though, like considering they'd normally start in October, they think they started in February. Oh no, they have planted the field. Okay, they've done a good job. Right, they've got through. So hopefully we'll get a reasonable yield from this. I think it's estimating 61, so not bad considering it said like 66 before. And yeah, okay, it's not doing amazing. We've done 100%. It's barely grown, so by the time we harvest, we're going to have to force an early harvest, probably, which isn't ideal, but it is what it is. We will see. We'll see what time it is, because we want to get onto the right track with then doing the next field. So September is harvest time. We may just have to force an early harvest on that one and get a little bit less. We'll get a lot less. We'll have all of these vegetables to keep us going anyway, and I'm not too concerned. Fuel is actually turning into more of an issue, so let's get a second family working at the woodcutter's lodge. And to offset that, let's have 2 families working at the forester's hut as well. I don't actually think it'd be a bad idea to get another forester's hut down here either. I think we might do that to help offset the impact from this logging camp too. So let's put a forester's hut along this road here. And we'll let that build in, and then we can assign another family there too. It looks like we've got some new bandits as well. They've been stealing our resources. Oh, we do. They're all the way out here. That's so far away. Luckily, we've got our retinue that do not do anything else for us apart from fight bandits. So let's rally them at the border of our lands, and we can send them out there to go fight them. And it looks like our brewery and our forester's hut have both completed. So this is our brewery here, which has claimed one of the families immediately when we selected it. So one family is now full-time brewers. So it's very cool. We're going to be making ale. And once we have a little supply of ale, we can build our tavern and choose a good location for it. Let's also assign a family to the forester's hut so we can start planting some trees. And I don't think we've got any other construction going on right now. So I'm tempted to put 2 families on the forester's hut and let them plant even more trees to recover more quickly. Let's send our men out here as well to fight the bandits. Let's just draw them out, open ground. I think this is probably a good distance from them. And they'll come out and meet us. Looks like they're coming for us as well. We've just crossed a little stream. And maybe we should make them fight in the stream, actually. Let's pull back to here. and let them have the combat disadvantage of fighting us in water. Now, I'm not a fool. I would not think that fighting in that stream would be a good idea. But it seems like they're more than happy to jump in and try and have a full-on fight for their lives with gushing water around their ankles. So they're more than welcome to try it. Yeah, they are not doing well. Okay, their effectiveness is very poor. And I think we'll take them out very quickly. Especially when one of them's not even getting stuck in. All of our men are getting stuck in now. It's not like when we hired those brigands and they just did nothing. Just standing at the back. Right, let's go grab this camp from them. And, oh, they got some deer over here. They're like at one with nature, these brigands. Or they were. They're like us. It looks like a big one. Yeah, it's another rich deposit. Loads of deer. Very cool. Well, we're going to take the wealth from them anyway. And I imagine we could put it in our treasury and then potentially upgrade our retinue to be more like knights. That would be ideal if we can get some better armor for them. Hopefully, we are also producing a good amount of ale at this point. I haven't seen any on here, but we do have... Yeah, there's 3 ale here. Okay, so the ale supply has started. We can probably build our tavern. Now, we need to pick where we're going to put this. I think next to the malt house is probably a good spot. And we can add some more roads in to connect this up a bit better. Yeah, I'm going to whack this here. And then have another road to its left. No, or even I'll extend this road along here. And connect that up like that. That seems good to me. And we've got our nice tavern here, which we'll put as high priority. This is what we want everyone working on. Oh, we've got the money. Let's send it to our treasury. And then get our guys to run home as fast as they can. Oh, it's now September, which I think is really when we want to be harvesting. It's only 16% growth. Not ideal. Minimum crop growth for any kind of harvest is 15%. I mean, we've got 16, so we're just meeting that. That's pretty poor, isn't it? I do want to get started on these fields, though. I mean, this is such an interesting shape for a field. But stuff will grow, so, I mean, it's not a problem. This isn't ideal. I think let's just bite the bullet on this year, though. Give it a harvest. Maybe let it go up a little bit, but I don't really want to hit November. I don't think it's going to grow much, is it? No, let's just force an early harvest. And let everyone come out and start harvesting. It's not ideal, but at least we'll get something from it. And then we can work properly on these 2 fields and have them have like a full cycle. Our tavern's going up quite nicely as well. Wow, that's going very quickly. Let's have a look at that. There we go. We've got a tavern up and running. Very cool. Let's assign a family to work here because we don't need a building family. And then we can start distributing ale properly. So this should meet the tavern requirements of our people. Oh, they don't have one. They will get a tavern supply when it starts actually stocking with ale. This should mean that we're able to get level 3 houses as well, which is absolutely perfect. That's what we want. Now, interestingly, they didn't actually force the harvest on this field. And we've moved to October, so I think they just left it. Perhaps it wouldn't work, like it wouldn't let them force it early. I don't know. It could just be a minor bug, but we weren't going to get much from it anyway. So we'll let them start working on this field properly now. This is just going to fallow. And they'll leave it to, you know, to just go, basically. Let everything wither and die and soak back in. But although our first harvest wasn't a success, our retinue is back, so we can disband them and have a look at getting some armor upgrades. So we could make them ourselves, or we could purchase them. So we're going to import the armor, I believe, for this. You can see we've got a bit of expertise now. They've been used. So let's import some armor. Let's see how many we do, because it is quite expensive for each one. But look at them. This gives you a whole new set of like helmets and everything. I think it gives them new armor as well, like for their body. So it's very cool. And they got, I think it's the same weapons, but still very, very cool to have some different variation on our units. And these are obviously more heavily armored, so should last a little bit longer in a fight. It seems like most of the time the colors carry forward properly, but occasionally you just need to have a little bit of a play around the colors to get them to go back to what they were. But I think we're doing pretty good with it. And to be honest, I think we can get everyone else as well. I think we can have everyone be fully upgraded as little beast units. We are one short. One lonely little soldier. Who is it again? Oh, bless them. Just Linhart. He's the only one who doesn't get his big boy armor. Everyone else has got upgraded armor. But we can definitely sort that out in the next video and make sure he has as much armor as everyone else. And look at the militia we have. It's pretty well formed now. We've got quite a lot of spears, which is great. I'm loving that. We've almost got 2 full units. So this would be a reasonable fighting force to defend our town from raiders with. So that's pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. So although our first harvest was a bit of a disaster, at least we've upgraded all our soldiers and we've got a proper ale supply in our town, which is obviously priority number 1. And we have the beautiful Olaf join us, who is the second VIP in our town, obviously after Herman. Hopefully in the next video we can upgrade our houses and get that last knight his armor and maybe even see a successful harvest in our town. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. It really helps the channel out, and I'll see you in the next one.